face and I can't fuck with snakes. I ain't all the way back from my people, I pray I won't fortune for fame. I'm finna turn up and get they ass a taste. I thought I was global, they screaming my name. I'm everywhere like I'm the Chicago way.
Alright, now I was paying for the cheaper studio room, but at the same price of the expensive one. Because the manager was pissed because they contacted him. Because long story short, the nigga that was recording me, him and his homie used to record LA. But the studio was made, and he was recording Ocho from the O and all that shit. We had the same engineer. So they got in contact with him and shit. Nigga in the studio, oh man, you got them in there with all these guns and this, that, and that, bring the ticket in. It was a big problem. We was in the other studio for like a month or two. They ended up switching us back to the other studio, but then I felt some kind of way. Okay. And then my engineer was starting, so I just really, you feel me? I fell back, but that's how the Let's Talk came into play. Really just off the beat, honestly. The beat came, and when the beat started playing, that's the flow I got. I came on there, Duck came on this shit, and that beginning part, all I had was that nigga wanna talk about Duck, and I went right in the studio, and after that I just black.
Alright, so that song is a diss track, and it's safe to say like it's probably your most popular song.
For sure.
So Ruger had once said that he wasn't proud of the Exposing Me remix because it's a diss. And like, do you feel the same way?
Hell no. I'm proud of everything I do. See, the thing with me is, don't get me wrong. Nah, I'm not a nigga like, if you watch my lives when I have my own Instagram page, I never let nobody get up there and mention my ops. I never let the fans get in there and say BDK, smoking on who out the bam. I never got on my lives and did that. That's just some shit I don't entertain. My beef is my beef. That shit is what it is. But this shit bigger than that. Like, I don't regret shit. Like, no, I don't condone speaking on the dead. Like, if a motherfucker ain't speaking on mine, I'm not just gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm finna put T-Roy in the song. Nah, I'm not. You know we the odds. But when you speak on mine, I know I'm lyrical. And I got wordplay. And a lot of niggas can't fuck with my wordplay. They use recycled bars and a lot of that shit fabricated. So when you mention mine, the thing is, I just want to show you how it's really done. Like, and if you listen to that Killers, I said at the end of the Killers, like, I don't really do all this shit, but on break, I'm the coldest who did this. I let them know, like, that ain't really my lane, because I'm lyrical without mentioning the nigga. I'm gonna do me regardless. I'm lyrical without mentioning the nigga. Like, but no, I don't feel like that. Hell no. Anything I made, anything I said, I spent on that shit.
Alright. So, I'm gonna get into this next segment, right? And I call it It Hit Different. So, shout out to J Main.
Oh, man.
So, basically, like, I want you to, like, tell a story about the time, like a funny ass story about the time you got high. Like, so you smoke a blunt, and some funny shit happened after you got high.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a lot of, like, I smoke weed like I breathe air. So that's like a, I ain't gonna lie, that's a hard question, because I smoke a lot of weed. I smoke weed like I breathe air, literally. So, like, I've had a lot of great times. I can't really, I really could never really honestly tell you. Like, because I couldn't honestly say. Because if I give you something I know me, I'll get in the car with them and be like, no, hell no, I should have told him it. I can't even honestly say. Because I done had a lot of great times. And it depends on the people you with. Like, when I get high and I'm kicking it, I'm around certain people, so I got certain vibes, I catch certain drip. So I guess it really depends on the people you with, the vibe. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I get great laughs. Like, shit, me and my girl sit in the house and laugh all the time. So, shit, I can't really honestly tell you. Shit, we both slow as hell. So, I really can't say. Because I be high all the time kicking it was. So, I don't know. I can't really tell you a lot.
I feel you, bro. Alright, man. So, let's get into some, like, positive shit. So, I heard that you graduated with the highest GPA in your high school. So, like,
for sure that.
Yeah, can you, like, speak on the knowledge you learned?
Okay. See, I ain't gonna lie. I was bad as hell in school. But one thing, my mom and them didn't play about, like, okay, I got my ass whooped for going to get in trouble with school, disrespecting teachers. They stood on that business. But the thing was, prime example, that's anybody. Like, okay, this nigga might have called you a bitch, yeah, you scuffed him up. But this nigga might have slapped your little brother, so you finna fuck him up. So you know the severity of different situations. I knew, they know I'm a little fucked up shit. I'm my daddy's son. But you come in this motherfucker with anything less than a beat, boy, please. You gonna be going to the ER. You come in that motherfucking period, then first of all, you already me out of school, but then let alone you stupid? Man, please. That's one thing they weren't going for. That's one thing my mama was never going for. Like, she gonna give you up. And me at that time, I was doing shit, but I wasn't advanced in the streets to where, don't get me wrong, I had homies' cribs I can go to. But at that time, you that young shit, you ain't going to school, all that. Shit doesn't foster care. I wasn't trying to go to fucking foster care. I'm like, hell no. So I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna act out, but I'm gonna do my work. So I just always went to school and paid attention. Like, what I can say is, it depends on your teacher too. Because what I learned helped me most is that the teacher actually get the fuck up there and teach. Break it down and teach. Not just throw some shit up on the board and be like, oh yeah, you remember that shit we read? All right, here go a couple problems. Now when that bitch get up there and teach, break that shit down. We've been going over this lesson for like 2 weeks. Then you throw them answers up on the board like, man, y'all should know. I got this shit. And then whatever I forget, I might forget like 1, 2 steps, come back, ask you. But after that, I got this shit class. Now give me 50 questions and I'm gonna have this shit jotted down in my memory. That's how I operated. As long as that teacher get up there and teach the right way, that's what helped me get educated. And then I was never afraid to tell them motherfuckers like, look man, y'all need to hire somebody else in here. I need one-on-one help. Because this bitch don't want to teach, and me, I can't go home with a C. I'm already tearing this motherfucker up. Y'all don't really want me to tear this motherfucker up. I'm already on the verge of alternative school. So then they got me one-on-one help and shit like that. And my only problem in school was probably my hardest subject was science. Because the science teacher I had didn't break it down to where I could understand it. It took me, honestly, no lie, and I was gonna go to school to be a plastic surgeon. It took for me to get into 8th grade to actually know science. Like 8th grade, to actually know I couldn't tell you nothing. I couldn't tell you nothing about water, oxygen, nothing. I didn't understand that shit. It's like, every time I don't know how, I ain't gonna lie, I know how. I was cheating in my science test sometimes. I could get a C. Yeah, I could get a C in science for sure. I want that stuff. But my mama didn't want no C. Okay. So I did a little cheating and shit like that. Or sometimes when she give us the pre-test and shit, if I sing some answers, I got good memory. So I try to remember all the answers. And then sometimes when she like, all the answers gonna be the same, I'll put that shit in my head. I'll take the test twice. So when we come back tomorrow, I'm just copy the same answer down. But then as I got to like 9th grade, I was a beast. Science was my highest passing grade when I graduated. Because I was going to school to be a plastic surgeon. I graduated science with the highest grade out of my whole high school thing. And I was supposed to graduate 2016. Okay. I ended up graduating 2015 at 17 years old because at this time, I was already back kicked out of school. They sent me to a private school on Hillside. So I was going there. And they was actually teaching me and shit. Then they came over to me like, man, we want him to just go back to his regular school. He ain't got no problem. We ain't been sick and he passing with flying color. And then the meeting, they like, well, he'll be graduating next year. This year almost over, so we might as well just wait for a fresh start. Then the head director like, nah, damn, hold on. She like, we only need 22 credits to graduate. She like, he a junior, but at the end of this year, he gonna have 24 and a half credits. She like, how can we put him back in school and he gonna have 24 and a half credits? It's not gonna work. So they was like, man, shit, what class that he didn't take that well, he had to take the senior year? They like, shit, the only class we got is driver's ed. At this time, they was still going driver's ed. Okay. But my school that they had me at didn't teach driver's ed. So they like, fuck it. They like, well, what we're gonna do is give you a second gym class. You just go to gym hoop. The year almost over, you pass on flying colors. Fuck it. Give them an extra gym class, and we're gonna substitute the gym class for the driver's ed. And then you can just go walk stage with the students at the school. I'm like, perfect. I forgot what the fuck I did, got wrote up, but they told me I couldn't have no write-ups for the end of the year. I couldn't have none. Okay. I got a write-up. They canceled my graduation, but I was still able to get my diploma and all that shit. I just like, fuck it. I just started acting loose and shit up. But I ended up graduating a year early with 2.5 extra credits.
Man, congrats on that, man.
Yep, I was the first person to ever do that from my school district.
Shit, that's a good accomplishment. So like your original dream was to like be a plastic surgeon. So like what made you take a different route than that though?
The streets, honestly, like, see, me, I'm a money guy. So school was always interesting. And then when I learned science, I actually liked that shit. And then me being in the streets, I knew you needed math, science, all the shit they teach in school, whether you believe it or not, you need that shit in the real world. Oh, okay. So as I was paying attention to that shit, I'm like, fuck it. And then I looked up one day, like, damn, so your first year, you a guaranteed millionaire after intern. your first year after college as a plastic surgeon, you're a guaranteed millionaire.
Yeah.
Minimum $1 million a year. Guaranteed. So I'm like, fuck. And then you make then at $500,000 as you go into college, you getting paid. Your first 4 years, you're not your last 4 years. Your last 8 years, because you go 4, and then for plastic surgery, it's like 8 to 12 years, depending on what you want to do. What I needed to do, I only needed 8 years altogether. Okay. And with all my credits and shit, I only needed 8 years. I would have been a plastic surgeon right now, been a multi-millionaire right now. All these bitches getting fake ads on PPP. I would have been a billionaire damn near. I would have had all the government PPP money, all this little tax shit. I was going to school to be a plastic surgeon. The streets just, I kept going to jail too. I did all that time in juvenile detention center. And as I started, like I told you, once I started recording that music, I always knew I could rap. Once I actually recorded my first song, it wasn't no turning back. It wasn't no turning back. I was like, fuck it. And then I ain't gonna lie, as I was going to school, before the music and all that shit, I was a robber. I woke up every day and set up a list of people to rob. I was robbing hundreds of people a day. I done robbed, no lie, I'm not proud of it, but I done robbed so many people that it's people I don't even know. So it was at a point I'm like, man, shit, I had to, I was like, man, trying to change, but shit, it was like, this street money shit, this guaranteed, because I'm out here getting this shit. I still gotta go to school another 8 years. My mama done kicked me out at 16, I'm homeless. This shit ain't really finna work. So it was like,
the street money was just fast.
Pretty much, the streets was more reliable shit.
Okay, makes sense. Alright, so I got